Welcome to Business Central Launch Event 2025 Release Wave 1. I will talk in this session about new feature related to sustainability about value chain. This is one of a few videos related to value chain, and this one is related to value chain and Scope 3 automation related to production. Okay, let's see what we have related to value chain. Let's remind what we had earlier. So earlier, we supported only reporting to sustainability ledger entry, so we could report official requirements to specific governments and authorities, and we could use as a source sustainability journal, and from this wave general journal, and also purchase invoice or credit memo as well. So this is what we used earlier, but now with new wave, we enable absolutely new functionality related to value chain. So what we have there, we have sustainability value entries. This is very similar as we have costing method earlier for items. So now we have similar functionality with value entries, but this is sustainability value entry. So what is happening when you post document from purchase document, only items in this moment, not item charge. System will collect all this information about items, and we will have a sustainability value entry. And then whatever we are handling with these items, with the new items, with the transfer orders, with assembly order, production order, and so on, we will increase and we will change this sustainability value related to these items. And on the end, idea is to have everything proper in your sales invoices. In this wave, we do not have printouts for that, but you can find information about final gas emissions related to items you want to sell. So I will be focused in this video to production order or production features. So what we have there? First, we need to start with two default values. What we have in a purchase, we have items and we have work machine centers in the center. So when we start with items and we create some emissions, carbon equivalent there, and when we create production bill of materials, system will use all these items emissions and move to production bill of materials. And then when we create production order, system will move all this information from production bill of materials to production order components. And the same applies for work machine centers with routing. When we create routing, system will collect emissions from work machine center, and then when we create production order, system will collect all this information from routing to production order routings. So this is how system is working with default values. Now, what is important to know, it works only with carbon equivalent. So whatever you enter in your purchase document, system will automatically in the background calculate to carbon equivalent based on your emissions and emission fee configuration. And then that's it. You can just proceed with your production orders, and when we come to production orders, you can post emissions using production journal, consumption journal, output journal. So all journals related to production can be used for posting. What does it mean? In consumption, you will post your consumption, your items. In output, you will get final emission related to your finished good. In production journal, you will get combination both of them, consumption and output. So this is the same as it applies for items and work machine centers, only you will get new values related to emissions. Again, one more thing important to remember. Calculation will be done only for items where replenishment system is not purchased. So if this is a purchase, you will get this information from your purchase invoice. But if this is production order and assembly order as well, system will calculate from your production and assembly documents. What you will get at the end, you will get sustainability value entry related, in this case, to production documents. And what is important to remember, currently we support only average method. Sustainability value entries is very similar with value entry, but we are supporting in this wave only average method. In this moment, we will wait your feedback to see what you need. So maybe we will extend in the future, but for now we didn't plan. Okay, how you can start? First, what you need to know, you need to start with sustainability setup. So if you want to see default values on item emissions, on work machine centers, you need to enable these fields, item emissions, work machine center emissions, but this is only to see default values on these cards. But if you want to use them in production process, you need to enable this enable value chain tracking. And once when you enable this value chain tracking, you will get this warning message because this value chain completed functionality is in public preview in this moment. As I mentioned, for example, we do not have item chart, so some of features are still missing. So our suggestion will be first test it in a sandbox before you start with production. And what is important? Because all documents are related only to sustainability value entry except one. First document related with purchase invoice is related to both of sustainability ledger entry and sustainability value entry. So if you didn't enable this field, system will post only sustainability ledger entry. So if you want to have posted in value entry as well, you must enable value chain tracking here. And now let's look first one of item cards. On this item card, you already have stock. You didn't start using sustainability value chain because you couldn't use it. We didn't have it earlier. And now until you get new invoice, you need to handle with these documents. So when you look, all information are empty. So you do not have emission for carbon, for methane. So all emissions are empty. What you can do? Instead of waiting for a purchase invoice, you can enter manual information there, so you can get all these default values on your production bill of materials. But what you need to do, if you enter manual information, you need to run calculate carbon equivalent. So when you run it, system will calculate carbon equivalent per unit based on your emission and emission fees. So this is only if you want to start working without getting first purchase invoice. But when you start to work, in general, you will start all the time with the purchase documents. So let's make a look in one already posted purchase invoice. So you will have sustainability account, you will have emissions, all related, so everything is here. So if you look in find entries, you will find both sustainability ledger entry and sustainability value entry. So if you open sustainability value entry, you will get information related to these 4 items in the purchase process. So all of them, they got some carbon equivalent per unit. So far, so good. We have something we can start with. Then let's move to production bill of material. As I said, if you enable this functionality, it will be visible here in production bill of material. If you didn't enable, it will be business as usual. We will not change anything in your user experience. So only if you want to use value chain, it will show this new field, carbon equivalent per unit. So if you have enabled, yes, you will get this information. And I want to remind you, as you are creating for the first time, system cannot update automatically, so you need to you need to change the status and to run calculate CO2e. This is first time when you are enabling. After that, system will work automatically. So you have information here. And that's it. The same applies for routing. If you open routing, you will find a same new field, carbon equivalent per unit, again from your work centers. So let's make a look, because I already showed how it looks like in items. Let's make a look what we have from work centers. If you open one of work centers, you will find sustainability fast tab. In this sustainability fast tab, you can find default sustainability account and again 3 different emissions. So you will see there are different emissions, so you can enter all of them, and again you can run calculate CO2e to get calculated equivalent for future usage. You can run this calculate only for one work and machine center. This is the same, applies for both of them, or you can run from the list for all of them without any filter already predefined. So that's it, and now let's switch to release production order. When you open release production order, by default you will get their total carbon equivalent empty, because complete line is empty. We didn't refresh, but when we run refresh production order, then we will get already calculated carbon equivalent. So for this line, we have complete calculation, everything the same as you're running a regular refresh production order for regular manufacturing. So only what is different, you will get these 2 new fields. You will get sustainability account number, and you will get total carbon equivalent information for this item. This is based on information we have in production bill of materials and routing, so you can change during posting. So now I will not show you all consumption, output, and production journal. So I will show you only how it looks like in a production journal, because this is the same, applies to all of them. And I will not explain production process. I will show you only what you have new here, and new is sustainability account number. System will copy, so you do not need to change anything. You can change if you want, but there is not any necessity to change, because everything is related to default values on your items and work machine centers. Then you will find carbon equivalent per unit already calculated, and total carbon equivalent. So that's it. When you post, system will post, and you will get final total carbon equivalent in your production order. You can change the status to finish, and now you can find new sustainability value entries from your production order. And when you open, you will see everything what is related to output, to consumption order, all these details. What do I want to emphasize? You will get one new column in capacity ledger entry, where you will get only sustainability account, because all other information are here is sustainability value entries. So only this one link to sustainability value entry with sustainability account will exist in the capacity ledger entry. So if we move now to our finished good, what we wanted to create with this production order, you will find that we have now disabled all these values, because if you remember from the beginning of session, I mentioned you can enter manually only if replenishment policy is a purchase. So in this case, this is production order, so you cannot enter manually. And we have already calculated carbon equivalent per unit based on all this calculation in production order. So this is everything about using value chain and scope 3 automation related to production order. Please watch another videos related to sustainability, and especially another ones related to value chain, as this is important to understand completely functionality, how it's working. Thank you for watching this video.